Today starts day 1 of 5 out here in a remote chain of lakes in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. We're gonna do some camping, gonna do some fishing, do some canoeing, and hopefully catch a lake trout. If not, there's a bunch of bass in these lakes as well. So we're gonna have some fun. Can't wait to experience this and bring you guys along on the journey. Got a nasty headwinds to start the trip, but we're not too far away from where we're going. So, shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully the wind isn't like this the whole trip. Although I don't really know, to be honest. I didn't check the weather. Kind of just came out here. Supposed to be 2 campgrounds up around this corner. Let's see if I can find them. I've located the campsite, and I wasn't too far off where I docked, but I have to move just a little bit over here, and then I'll haul all my gear up and set up camp. Got a new item for today's menu, chicken fajita bowl right here. And I have some tortilla wraps and hot sauce we're gonna pair it with. See how this goes. First, let's just try it straight up. That's actually really good. Now we put a little bit of hot sauce on there with the wrap. Now that is another keeper for sure. This is amazing. And all this consists of is rice, shredded chicken, onions, and peppers. And I just dehydrated those. Just finished prepping a bunch of wood for tonight's fire, and now we're gonna go out there and try to troll around and catch a lake trout. I picked this specific campsite because it's on the side of the lake that has the big deep hole that supposedly that's where the Lakers like to hang out. So I'm gonna do some trolling around there, hope for the best, and maybe get a lake trout dinner tonight. But if not, I got other food. It's really okay, but you know, I'm gonna try to get a lake trout dinner. The sun sets around 6 p.m. right now. It's supposed to be around 7 p.m., but apparently this part of Michigan's Central Time. I didn't know that, but apparently it is. So sun sets an hour earlier, unfortunately. Now I don't have a depth finder, so I can't find exactly where the deep hole is, but it's in this general area. That's all I know. And what I'm trolling is this little deep diving crank right here. I think it dives to about 20 feet. It's technically for walleye, but it can work for lake trout too, okay? Oh my gosh, the fish. I was trolling, I don't know. It looks like a bass, yeah. Okay. I thought it was a laker. And we got our first fish of the trip. I will take it. It is not a laker, but a LMB. Okay, calm down, bud. I will definitely take it. That is what you like to see. The skunk is out of the trip. Just hopefully we get the right species next time. Although I will never be upset about a bass. See you later, buddy. Well, no lake trout dinner, but I do have hot dogs. Classic campfire meal. And I've never done hot dogs in the backcountry yet. Figured this would be a good time, because why not? The perfect campfire weenies. It just tastes like you're camping. That's all it is, really. How do you like you guys' wieners cooked? I like mine really burnt and a lot of mustard. I don't know why, but it just tastes good. It is now currently raining. I didn't know it was supposed to rain, but I guess it is. Anyways, it's about 7 o'clock. Just gonna read some of my book and then drift off to sleep eventually, because technically it's like 8 o'clock for me because of the time change that I wasn't aware that was happening. But anyways, let me catch some Z's and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, y'all. It's still currently raining a little bit, so I'm gonna put on my rain gear, hop out on the canoe and troll around for a little bit this morning and try to catch a lake trout at the sunrise bite. But yeah, see what happens. Sprinkling a little bit, but that might turn the bite on. You never know. Just realized I probably should have put some of that wood underneath my tent so that it's not all soaked for this morning's fire. But we're gonna see if we can start a fire anyways. Some nice dry stuff underneath this log. And now I sort of built like a little log cabin around the base fire of all the wet wood, so that eventually, since it rained, just the surface of the wood is wet, so like it'll dry out pretty quick and then it should start burning. In theory, that's my hope. But we got a nice base here. This should all catch. I really hope it does, because I want to cook breakfast over this fire and try to dry out my boots and stuff. And then you can just put the rest of your wood just standing up next to the fire so that it can dry out as well. For breakfast, I'm gonna be chefing up some pancakes. I forgot my plate, so we're just gonna have to eat one at a time out of the pan, I guess. Some good old tree juice, as a wise man once called it. Oh yeah, that's some good stuff. So my plan for today is to portage 2 lakes over to the other lake that supposedly has lake trout and try for some lakers there. So I guess we'll see how far we get, because it's not the nicest day today, but we should be able to make some ground as long as the wind isn't too bad. Nice cup of coffee and trying to warm up a little bit. Got some pretty gnarly winds today, but thankfully it's a tailwind and we have a total of 2 portages. Unless this weather gets to be too much, then I'm just gonna call it quits at the other lake. We are at the portage to the next lake. It's apparently 112 rods. I have no idea what that means, but that's how long it is. So I guess we're gonna find out what that means real quick here. Nice. A lot more protected from the wind on this lake, so that's cool. Taking a little snack break and breather. But since it is a lot more calm on this lake, I think I might try to make it to the next lake called High Lake that has lake trout as well. At least so I've heard. But if I can't make it there, I'll set up camp on this lake, which is Crooked Lake, and apparently it's really good largemouth bass fishing, which I like to hear that because that's a fish I know how to target. Anyways, I suppose I should get a move on because the sun sets so early, which is very annoying. I got the tailwinds on this lake too. It's a good day to travel, that's for sure. Anyways, let's keep on cranking. I think I can make it to that second lake. But the last two campsites are right up here, unless I go to the other lake. So it's either stop here or make the commitment to keep going. Trying to find this next portage where it's supposed to be on this side of the lake, which is about like a 75-degree incline, so that's not going to be fun. But I can't really find that exact trail, so I'm just going to see if I can find it here real quick. So I started walking further down, and sure enough, I found the trail over here, and it's on a lot more level ground, I will say. So that's nice. I'm gonna paddle over there and actually use the correct trail. Alright, portage 2 complete. We are on High Lake, and supposedly according to Google, this place has lake trout. Any other sources? I didn't hear from. It's just Google, so we're trusting Google on this. Home sweet home. You already know the deal. Chile. All right, should be good. Now this lake is extremely deep and clear. I think the deepest point is about 96 feet, and pretty much the whole lake is like over 40 feet. So I'm just gonna start trolling, I guess, around this lake and see what happens. I don't know what to expect, but it does seem like a lake that would have lake trout. It's super deep and super clear. There's very little information on a lot of these lakes in here. So it's kind of just, I guess, an exploratory mission. Lewis and Clark this boy, which I don't mind. I don't mind at all. It's quite fun. But if we do catch a laker, we got some dinner. If not, more hot dogs. There's fish, there's fish, 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 fish. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's cool. Just please don't come off. At least let me see what it is first. This sun is blinding me. Oh, it's a smallmouth. Oh, I thought it was a lake trout. Anyways, I'm stoked I got a fish. And smallmouth are my favorite fish of all time. So what a beauty. What a beauty to catch. That was quick though. That was quick. All right. See you later, buddy. Let's keep on trolling, I guess. Now that I know they're smallmouth, I'm throwing around the Ned rig. I can't help myself. If they're smallmouth, I have to try to fish for them. It's just a must. And I did troll around for a good bit more, and I basically circled around the entire lake because it's a pretty small lake. Again, I don't even know confirmed if there's lake trout in here or not, but I do know there's smallmouth, so let's see if we can find a bite. Another fish. Nope, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump. Barbless hooks. You just gotta keep pressure. That's what you gotta do. Yes, sir. Another beautiful bronzy on the day. You absolutely love to see it. Bigger than the first one, too. See you later, bud. Right here is supposed to be like a little 20-foot flat of some sort. So I just figured they might be hanging out here because it's right next to a big drop-off that goes to about 60 feet. So, from my knowledge of fish, I thought they'd be posting up here. Oh, I thought that was another bite. It might have been. Another fish. Another fish. Dude, I think I found him. Oh, there he is. Little small jaw. This just makes everything worth it. Everything is just better when you're catching smallmouth. Life's good when you got a bronze in your hands right there. Love to see it. All right. See you later, bud. Yes, sir. Woo! Me plus Ned rig plus smallmouth equals happiness. Let's go. Oh, yes. See you later, bud. I'm kind of just letting it sit at the bottom. I'm not really doing much. I'm just like slowly drifting with the wind and like every so suddenly just popping it like once or twice. But I'm not doing much work to get these fish. I was trying to get some B-roll. And I got a fish. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, look at the way he's pulling. And there he goes. Let's put you guys back up here. He's actually not even that big, but he just fought super hard. Beautiful little bronzy. See you later, bud. It's too funny. I was just trying to record some B-roll and buddy crushed it. I wasn't even doing anything. The rod was just sitting there. Well, there is certainly fish in this lake. That is a fact. There's just, woo, so many bronzies. Goodness, this is why I love them. They just fight. Even though they're like 1 pound, they are fighting like they're 4-pounders. Yeah, absolutely stunning fish. This one's almost got like that golden orange tint as the Northwoods smallies do, or they can, but beautiful fish. And I am in the Northwoods, so it would make sense. See you later, buddy. I'm so glad I stumbled across this bite. I don't even know what else to say. I just found him. Come here, dude. Such beautiful fish. See you later, bud. My boots are soaked. Gonna dry them out and not burn them like I did to my socks last video. If you guys aren't aware of that, it's pretty funny. You should watch that video. This feels so good. Now to roast some weenies. Some nice weenies at the campfire. Never gets old. S'more time. Oh, this is such a treat. So dang good. All tucked away in the tent. Gonna do a little bit of reading and a little bit of journaling. And then we're gonna drift off to sleep and hopefully catch some more smallmouth in the morning. And probably gonna dream about some smallmouth too. Maybe catching a laker, but that seems like that won't even happen in my dreams. Anyways, good night. It's about 30 degrees right now. None of me wants to get out of the sleeping bag. But there's smallmouth that need to be caught, so I guess I'll do it. Maple syrup, eh? Nice pancakes to start the morning again. This doesn't get much better than this, dude. Oh my goodness. Just a quick cup of coffee, and then we'll be on our way. Try to catch some more smallmouth bass, and then venture on to the next lake. We are back at our spot at the 20-foot flat, and we're gonna see if there's any smallies here this morning. Literally first cast. We already got another one. They are still here. Oh, he just came off. Quick release. And we're on another one. Come here, Bronzy. Yes, sir. Gosh, I love these fish so much. And it's super clear. You get to just see them fighting down there. In the net he goes. Love to see it. None of them are huge, but I'm sure there's some bigger ones down there. Send him back on his way. I saw a smallie sitting on this log, and I stood up and I sight casted him. Give me your bud. Let's go, dude. Every single time I catch one of these fish, I just get more and more happy. Like each time I set the hook, it could be my 700th smallmouth, and I'm just as excited. See you later, bud. Just something about coming to a backcountry lake with no electronics, really no intel on what this lake is about, and stumbling across a bite just feels that much better. I pulled off on this island here. I'm gonna do some fishing on the shore since I saw a lot of fish cruising this sort of like steep drop off on this island. So I'm gonna do some casting around here and see if I can find some more smallies. Well, that Ned rig fell victim to the log out there. I'm gonna take that as my sign to get a move on and head to the other lake. As much as I would like to stay here and keep smallie fishing. The bite has slowed down though since the sun started to come up. So I think that's our cue to get a move on. Just as I suspected, got a nice steady headwinds on this lake, but it'll only be for about a half of this lake until we turn the corner and start heading the opposite way, and then it'll be better. So we just gotta get through this bit and we should be good. Just been drifting, letting the wind take me to where I need to be and casting around this chatterbait in hopes of catching some largies. It looks really good here, but haven't had any luck yet. But I'm just bathing in the sun and it feels great, so hopefully I can catch a fish, but if not, I'm still having a great time. Quick little snack break, some peanut butter honey wraps. Since the fishing hasn't been too significant on this lake, I think I'm going to take it upon me to portage into a new lake called Mountain Lake. And it looks to be pretty deep like the last lake was, so I'm thinking maybe there's some smallmouth in there. Now that lake I have zero intel, I don't even know anything about it at all, besides the depth map, that's all I have on it. But as it goes for fish species, I know absolutely nothing about it. So it'll be a fun adventure. Pretty quick and straightforward portage, only 13 rods, so should be nice and easy. I'm on Mountain Lake now, and this is where I'm going to set up for the night. There's a campsite right up here ahead, so should be good. Now I'm just going to chill out a little bit and do some fishing later this evening and see what this lake has to offer. Hopefully something. Well, I'm at Mountain Lake, and I'm eating lunch here at the campsite, but I'm kind of thinking I want to canoe all the way back to the first lake and try to catch a lake trout. It'll be quite a long haul to get back there, but I'm trying to catch something different, you know? And that is the one lake that is confirmed has a lake trout, and I would love to catch one. I had my nice fix of bass. Now I think it's time I try to do something different. Portage one done, again, 13 rods. That was the easy one. The next one is the not so easy one. I was just making my way over to Clark Lake's portage. and I see a bunch of perch. I'm gonna see if I can catch any of them and have a perch dinner tonight maybe, if I don't catch a laker. Well, they heard me talking about a catch, clean, cook, because as soon as I got prepped to fish for them, they all just, oh my gosh, they're right here. Oh, I saw a huge school of them. None of them bit my bait though. Made it back to Clark Lake with about an hour left of daylight, so we're gonna do some trolling for the last good bit and see if we can catch a laker, bud. Now this section of the lake has the deepest part, which is 70 feet, and all around it's about like 40 to 50-ish. So I'm just gonna troll around here and see what happens. I tied on a spoon here and I just came out to a middle point. I don't really know how deep it is, but it feels pretty deep. And I'm just gonna do some vertical jigging since the wind died down a lot. I can actually stay somewhat steady and do some nice jigging. I'm just thinking that if I can get down a little bit deeper, I might have better odds. Since that crankbait only gets to like 20 feet and I'm fishing like 40 to 70. So I don't really know if they're suspended that high. So I feel like this might be a better way to get to them if they're down deeper. Got some beef stroganoff for dinner. And unfortunately, no lake trout, but you know, I may or may not had a bite. I don't really know what it was, but I felt like a bunch of little boom booms. Might have just hit the bottom, but I don't know. But this is some good stuff. And I also got a nice cup of hot chocolate. It just tastes so much better when you're cold. That's just a fact. Nothing better than putting on some nice, warm, dry socks at the end of a day. Whew. I'm tired after this one. A lot of exploring today, but it was quite fun. Definitely was. But gonna do a little bit of reading, as always, then head to sleep. And we're gonna head out of here early tomorrow morning because I have a very long drive to get home, and I want to get started on that. Morning, y'all. It's so warm. Just a quick breakfast here this morning, and then we'll be starting our way on out of here. I'm going to troll the entire way back in hopes of one more chance at a lake trout. That would be quite the way to close out the trip. All right, before we keep going, I'm going to share with you guys today's Bible verse for the video, which comes in James chapter 4, verse 13, 14, and 15. And it says, "Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go into such and such town and spend a year there and trade and make a profit. Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that." And now this verse is honestly just one that sticks with me a lot, and it just goes to show that it's like so much times we make so many grand old plans for the future, but we don't even know if we get to live another day, you know, on this earth. And that's just a gift from God that we take granted for every single day, or at least I do. I take it for granted a lot, that I'm alive, healthy, and well, and able to just do what the Lord wills in my life. And yet so many times I'm often thinking about what I'm gonna do next, or this or that, that I feel like I miss what's going on right around me, the people I'm with that are right around me, and just life that is happening in the present. And that is just such a good reminder. It's that the Lord is the giver and taker of life, so we ought to do what He wills and just stand in His presence every day and try to live. Oh, it's super shallow here, what the heck? Anyways, and just live for the Lord each and every single day, and just listen to the Spirit and which it moves and which ways it tells you to take. And not that it's necessarily bad to think about the future, but if the future is consuming your present, then it might be becoming an issue, if that makes sense. Anyways, we're gonna keep on trolling. I hope this spoke to some of y'all today. Well, here's where we're gonna end the trip. It was a lot of fun, caught a lot of smallmouth, that was exciting. No lake trout, unfortunately, but we will get revenge on the lake trout in a later video in the months to come, because I know a place I can catch them and I plan on going there. So y'all stay tuned for that, but if you did enjoy this one, be sure to leave that thumbs up. And as always, folks, fish with passion.
Can somebody come and save me? I just wanna know, I wanna know.